Well, hello my YouTube subscribers. It's been a long time since I made a video for you. And my 1 year anniversary just passed, August 2nd. You saw it on the, I posted a picture on YouTube of me in Vegas summiting that mountain. And today I'm gonna talk to you about what the Appalachian Trail has done for me. What's it like for me 1 year later, reflecting back. And we have a lot to talk about. Coming right up. So as I said, August 2nd was my anniversary date, and I gotta tell you, it was quite a day. The night before, I was just reflecting back, you know, we stayed at a hostel in Millinocket the night before, and then they drove us to Baxter State Park like 4:30 in the morning so we could get on the mountain. And I was just having so much memories and thoughts, and I still can't believe I did the trail to this day. Like, it seems like a distant dream, and man, I don't know, you know, it's quite something else, quite a feeling. You know, it was so weird after summiting Katahdin. The next day, you know, we went to Bangor Airport and we were all flying home, and man, it's weird that, you know, you're leaving one another, you know, at least for a long time.
Nice to meet you. Take care.
Love you, man.
Nice to
so
meet
much.
you. Thank you guys for keeping
Thank
Fred's
you.
company.
Thank you. On my 6 months on the Appalachian Trail taught me many things, but it's many things that I didn't realize I learned until after I got home. The first thing it taught me was the meaning of love. Now, I know the meaning of love and, you know, my definition of it, but the Appalachian Trail taught me love is just more than a husband, wife, or a parent to a child. The Appalachian Trail has taught me the true meaning of love, about human beings caring for one another. The two most influential people on the trail for me was Pat Townsend, trail name Typical, and Casey Huffman, trail name the famous Vegas. I remember my first example of it was when I was with Typical, Pat Townsend. I met him at a hostel in Tennessee, and we started hiking together from there. I remember when we got to Mount Rogers, he got way ahead of me, of course. He was a much faster hiker than me, and I started experiencing my dizziness. I still wasn't a seasoned, educated hiker yet, so something was going on with my body, whether it was electrolytes or salt, and I remember I dropped to the ground. And I remember when I was sitting on the ground, I realized that Pat was probably about a mile ahead of me. Thinking to myself, was like, man, that was a really nice guy. It was nice hiking him for that short section, you know. I hope he does well. I sat on that ground in that Mount Rogers section. I remember I had my trail mix bag. I was just downing it because I was so dizzy. I knew something was off. I took the liquid IV powder. I was pouring it in my water bottles and just drinking it. It was just like my first scary moment. I don't know what was really going on in my body, but I knew I couldn't move. I had to settle this. And being down on the ground for 45 minutes, I was never catching him. Probably never see him again. That's what I was thinking. While I was sitting on the ground, drinking my liquid IV, I heard that classic big voice, Big Willie, are you okay? Like you see, the fall foliage is in full swing.
Big Willie!
Yeah, that's the
Hello, partner. Big Willie!
And it was Pat Townsend coming to rescue me for the first time. He came up to me and I told him what was going on, and he sat with me the whole time while I recovered. And when I recovered, for the very first time, he did something that he would do for hundreds and hundreds of times with me on the trail. I remember he reached out his hand and said, grab my hand. And when I did, he catapulted me up. He was so strong. I mean, he was 6'7" and a big guy. He was so strong, he would lift me up out of the air, like my feet would be in the air, and I had to land on my feet. Now, he just wasn't picking me up. He was picking up my backpack. Everything was on me. I don't know where he got the strength to do this. And I was getting ready to walk off with him. I realized Pat didn't have his backpack on. And I said, Pat, where's your backpack? And he told me, and I'll always remember, I'll never forget. He said, I took it off about a mile up the trail. He said, I felt something was wrong with you, so I took it off to get back faster to you so I can help you. And I thought, wow, oh my gosh, this guy cares about me that much that he dropped his backpack to come rescue me. I don't know, when I think back on it, it's almost emotional. He hasn't even known me that long, yet he would drop everything to come get me. And the Appalachian Trail taught me my first lesson. The lesson was brotherly love. And he did it over and over again, picking me up off the trail, saving me spots in the shelter. Just an unbelievable brother. I can't tell you how much those acts meant to me.
Whoa. Fuck, motherfucker. Ah, you fuck. God damn it.
Well, that didn't go according to plan. And then there was Vegas. None of us ever have met a person like him. I don't think anyone on the trail. When I reflect back on Vegas, he was a 31-year-old man, but he really had the heart and the spirit of an 8-year-old innocent boy. And if I can think about how to describe him to you, it's so difficult. I think of he's a cross personality of Jeff Spicoli and Mother Teresa. I can't think of another way to say it. An incredible, kind heart. He was so popular on the trail. Everyone knew him. Everyone had his phone number. Everything was a phone call away with him, too, when you're with him. During a massive rainstorm in New Hampshire, and it was one of those days, one of those hard days that I'll never forget. I lost the trail family, including Pat Townsend. And Vegas stayed back with me. It was me and him. From there on out, me and Vegas were together to the end. With Vegas, when we were in New Hampshire and Maine, we experienced the most violent weather together. It was just awful monsoon rains, flooded streams. We experienced it together, unbelievably. One time with Vegas, we were in a massive storm in the 100-mile wilderness, and we had to cross a stream, and there was a rope going across it, but the rope was really loose, it wasn't tight or anything. And walking on these rocks is almost like walking on black ice. They're extremely slippery. And he went out first, and he was hanging onto the rope, and he slipped, and he fell back, but he was hanging onto the rope. And all the white water was gushing around him. And I heard him screaming, and I caught up with him. And the weird thing is, I was so weak and so cold and so shriveled, I didn't have the strength to help him. And I remember yelling at him like some kind of fool, Vegas, pull yourself up, pull yourself up. From the pressure of the water, he was going to be swept down the river. I was waiting to run down to try to catch him. Vegas fashion. Amongst this panic, what I thought was a panic, he's hanging onto the rope with his feet being dragged down the stream. And he just starts laughing wholeheartedly from the belly. He was just laughing. I'm thinking, man, this guy's nuts. Fingertips and knuckles from death. And he's laughing his ass off. Nothing ever fazed the guy. Nothing. Well, he was unbelievable. I remember walking with him in the 100-mile wilderness. It was raining so hard. He was right out in front of me. And the rain was hitting my face really hard. I remember I took my hat, and it was this hat, by the way. I just brought it down like this so the rain would bounce off the brim of my hat. And I would just look at the back heels of Vegas. I was following his heels. And it caught me that he was wearing like a guinea tee. He had no hat on. He was wearing boots. His hair was just like flopping in the heavy wind, wetness. He was enjoying himself. Unfucking believable. That brother could have passed me, caught the trail family with no problem, but he elected to stay back with me. And the memories of hiking with him, I'll cherish forever. An unbelievable, compassionate human being. Really different from us. He actually lives out of his car now, traveling the United States, hiking trails all over the world. He just came back from Scotland. You know, when me and Vegas reached southern Maine, we really struggled in the weather and the rain, and we were a little bit disorganized. You know, we kind of went back and forth on where we were going to stay, how far we were doing, and then as we were hiking up through Maine in true Vegas fashion, the mayor of the trail, he informed me that 3 hikers that we were very familiar with since North Carolina were coming up behind us. 3 guys that were coming up behind us was Lost in Town, Sergeant Pepper, and Beaker, who I've known since Tennessee. And the only reason why they were behind us, because they got off trail a couple of times for family functions. They were generally in the older class of hikers. They're a little bit older than me, I think. They were fast hikers. They were professional people back home. They were extremely organized, and they had a game plan of when they were finishing. Vegas advised me that they were going to probably meet us, I think it was the Roadhouse in Maine, where we met up with them. Showed me their exact plan for finishing, what they were doing every day, what the gains were and the elevation losses. They had it all nailed down. And their finished summit day was August 2nd. And when I looked at their plans, I said, it's very reasonable for me, and I'm all in. From there on out, us 5 were together through the rest of Maine. And what someone in the group termed the trail family name as the Jackass 5. And with them, me and Vegas had quite the experience with them in Maine. They were amazing friends, amazing hikers, and I experienced my summit with them, us 5. True friends to the end. I love all you guys. Thank you for all you did for me. Ended in a tremendous act of charity. I remember after completing the trail, me and Vegas were in Millinocket, and we were trying to figure out a way how to get to Bangor, Maine Airport to get home. And we just couldn't find a way. There was no, Millinocket's in the middle of nowhere. And like I said, an incredible act of charity. Lost in Town's wife came up. She rented a car to come up to pick him up. And from there, they were going to go to like the coast of Maine and eat lobsters and stuff like that. But they offered to drive me in Vegas to the airport. The airport was an hour and a half away, the wrong way. We were going like west. They were supposed to go to the coast, east, but they wouldn't take no for an answer. Thank you for your wonderful act of charity to me in Vegas. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And if any time I could do a favor for you, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Because I remember that act. Incredibly kind of you. Thank you both. Love you. My next honorable mention, believe it or not, is you guys, the YouTube subscribers. In my 6 months on the trail and all the hundreds and hundreds of comments I got, I don't think I ever got a negative one once, ever. My comments were full of positive reinforcement, motivation. We love you, Big Woolly Dog. And you guys made a big difference in my hike. When I was struggling with my sickness, you guys would text me and you were very concerned about me. You were telling me what blood tests to get when I went to the lab. You guys were just amazing. And I wish I could mention all of you by name that I got really close with. I would say there's like 50 of you that I got really close with. But I don't want to do that because I'm afraid I'll miss somebody. And that would devastate me. But even today, some of you YouTube subscribers, I became Instagram and Facebook friends with. Became very close with it. Even though I never met you, you guys are like family. I love you all. Thank you for all you did for me. I'll never forget you. Somewhere in the Bible, and I don't know exactly where, but the saying is, you intended evil, but God intended good. I truly understand the meaning of that verse until after the Appalachian Trail. I want to say in my defense, I was very sick on the Appalachian Trail. In Virginia, I started having these night sweats, and I couldn't sleep at night from Dragon's Tooth on. That's a long way. And when a human being doesn't get sleep, the human being can go mentally insane. And this was what was happening to me, literally. I started really struggling on the trail, mentally, physically always, but mentally, I really started struggling. It seemed like anything would agitate me while on the trail. I had one mission, whatever that day's mission was. If we were doing 22 miles, that's all I thought of. I got to do that mission. I didn't want to stop to talk to anybody. I just became grouchy, annoyed with day hikers and weekend hikers. Now, I'm telling you I'm wrong, so you don't have to attack me in the comments. I just was annoyed with everyone. And my first lesson in humility, it's a quick one, actually. I remember I was in Delaware Water Gap, Pennsylvania, and I finally caught up to Pat Townsend. The next day, we were heading into New Jersey. We're about a mile out from New Jersey, and I was very excited for it, going to my home state. We woke up the next morning, we went down to a breakfast deli place, and I was gonna go order an egg sandwich or something. I had a guy in front of me in line that was very particular about his order. Speaking metaphorically and exaggerating a little bit, and I'm not saying he talked like this, but he just wanted like special things on a special sandwich. And I was like, hey, I just want a number 2. Can I jump ahead of this guy? I just want a number 2. Can I get that? I got to catch up to Pat. He's ready. And like I said, I'm kind of exaggerating, but he was like, I want cheese on this side, cheese not on that side. And I was like, gosh, can I get around this effing guy? I remember he got his order and he walked up and I'm like, effing thank God. I just want the number 2. Thank you. That's all. This guy that I was having negative thoughts about ended up being one of my best buddies, a Summit brother, a guy that I walked through the rains of Vermont to help me catch up to Pat, a guy that I went down St. John's Ledge in Connecticut, a guy that I've been through thick and thin with, and a member of the Jackass 5. That guy was Sergeant Pepper. Don't be mad at me, brother. I love you. You know that. It's my fault. But my greatest lesson in humility was when I was in my home state of New Jersey. I was at Gyp's Tavern, a bar with the Trail family, and they were there like 2 hours. I wanted to spend all day there. So I let them go ahead of me. I was like, I'll catch up to you. And, it got a little late on me. I was behind by the time when I left, and I was planning on catching them, but the mosquitoes attacked me, and I had to stop and tent. I'll just get up early in the morning and I'll catch them. They were about 2 miles away from me. Well, they got up earlier than me, and they were well ahead of me. When I realized I wasn't going to catch them, I decided to go to High Point State Park, call a hostel, have them come pick me up because I really wanted to wash my clothes. It was a long time since I washed my clothes, and my feet were killing me. I had these Solomon shoes, and I ordered topos to go to this hostel, so I really wanted to get off and get to this hostel. The hostel owner reached back to me. She said, well, I can't pick you up now. It's about 9:30 in the morning. She said, because there's a father and son section hikers that are going to be coming in around 1:30, 2 o'clock. When they get there, then I'm going to make my one trip. I'm going to pick you all up. I was like, God, day hikers, damn it. You know, like, I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And I remember I went under a shade of a tree at High Point, and I was like, you know, I'll just sit here for a while. And I was sitting under that shade of a tree. I remember ticks started dropping down on me and landing them on my leg. And I remember thinking to myself, mother effer, like, gosh. And I threw my trekking pole, and I was like, I had enough. But at 10:30, just an hour later when I got there, this father and son duo come out of the wood line. And I knew immediately it had to be them. What I didn't realize at the time, and what the hostel owner didn't realize at the time, these were no ordinary day hikers coming my way. This was a father and son duo, extremely athletic, extremely fast hikers. They were lashers. That means long ash section hikers, for those who don't know. And they came out of that wood line at 10:30 in the morning. I saw them, I'm like, you guys got to be those hikers that Mosby's waiting to pick up. And they said, yes, we are. Oh, thank God, because I want to go back to the hostel and wash my clothes and take a shower. Here I am bad-mouthing these guys, and they would become one of my closest friends I have to even today. Some of the most beautiful people I've ever met. Byron Spicer, trail name Ozone, with his son Charlie, trail name Mittens, from Spotsylvania, Virginia. And it was a relationship that I'll cherish forever. When we got to Mosby's, I immediately bonded with these two. They were just incredible people. He was a teacher from Spotsylvania County, Virginia. I think he was a history teacher, if I remember right. And his son Charlie was like a junior in high school, if I remember right. And the next, I think 2 days, we decided to hike together through the hostel, through the state of New Jersey to New York. And like my friend Pat Townsend, these two, for whatever reason, cared about me an awful lot. My topos haven't come in yet, so I was still hiking these Solomons, and they noticed my hobbling horribly. And I remember I told them, you know, just go ahead. I gave them my cell phone number because we probably have to be picked up together, but they were much faster than me. And I told them, just go ahead of me, you know what I mean? And I'll be fine, but here's my phone number if you're coming down into a stream. And they were there. And that's odd. You guys would be way ahead of me. And I can see on Ozone's face, he lied to me, because I can read body language, just so everyone knows. I can read all your body language. He was like, you know, Charlie, my son, he had to stop. He had to use the bathroom, so we had to stop here for a while, and he didn't have to use the bathroom. And they weren't stopped there for a while to use the bathroom. He was worried about me. He was waiting for me to catch up to him. Right there, that was my friend for life. And I took off my shoes, because he said, we'll wait for you. You know, he said, stick them in the stream. And, you know, I did, and he made a gesture towards me that I'll always remember. He said to me, you know, Big Willie, he goes, give me the heaviest thing out of your backpack. Let me carry it for you the last 10 miles. And, you know, so it could be easier for you. Say, my heart pattered. Here I'm in a dilemma, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really struggling physically with my feet. But not that I was the purest hiker, I wasn't. But in our group, you never gave up anything off your back, ever. It's been over a year, and I don't give a shit about that pure shit anymore. I handed Ozone my food bag. It was probably like, you know, 8 pounds or something. He carried it the last 10 miles for me. God bless his heart. I thought evil, and God intended good. And I taught a I learned a very valuable lesson that day. We never, ever, ever should prejudge anybody, ever. And usually I don't, I gotta be honest with you. I would never prejudge, but I was so stripped down mentally. I was just angry and I was prejudging. And God taught me otherwise. And actually, Ozone and Mittens reunited with me and Pat Townsend in Vermont. They hiked with us in Vermont. And they even bought us, me and Typical, a private room in Vermont. Incredibly kind. Today I stay in good contact with my friend, and he actually rescued me on one of Vegas's reunion hike in Shenandoah National Park. He drove over an hour and picked me up at a gap, because this is where I really think I re-hurt my knee. It was there, and I just blew it up when I got home later on, but I was really struggling there. And he picked me up and drove me to Luray, drove me to a hostel, and we had lunch and everything, and just an amazing human being. And Byron, I can't wait to get down there to meet your wife and daughter. I'm sure it's a wonderful family. I can't wait to meet you all and be part of your family too. Love you, brother. The trail has taught me the uniqueness of it, the simple life, living off your back, planning your day, planning your meals. And it's hard, you know, when you come back, people talk about post-trail depression. And, you know, I can honestly say, I didn't think I had it at first. Maybe it may take a month to kick in because you're still in that celebration phase that you completed it. But, you know, after a month goes by, you know, I think it starts hitting everybody. You live that trail life of adventure, and when you're back in civilization, every day is just like staring at a clock. You know, every day is the same. Everything's mediocre. Everything is bland. And I've definitely had my struggles since coming home, for sure. You know, and hopefully, you know, I'm gonna iron that out. Someone coming, I gotta put the camera away. You know, what's amazing is, even after 1 year, we still all talk all the time. We have a group text chat, and every day we're on there talking all the time. We still stay in touch. We still miss each other. I talk to Pat Townsend sometimes on the phone for 2 hours, you know, and we reminisce of the good times and our friendships. It's just amazing love we have for one another. And here come the rains. All you have to do is say Appalachian Trail and it'll just start raining on you. Just amazing, like amazing. Rain. Gotta get out of this. Ah, shit. What? Can't find the keys to my car. Damn it. Ah, fuck. Damn it. Fucking keys. Where are the keys? Damn it. Fuck. Fucking motherfucker. Come on in, come on in, come on, come on. Oh, fucker. Ow. Whoa. Shit. Oh. Well. So much for that part of the video. But what the Appalachian Trail doesn't know about this time, when it's downpouring on me, I have a car to escape into. So Appalachian Trail, you can rain all you want now, baby. I am out of it. You know, it's been quite a ride for me this past year. I seem to have a lot of struggles for some reason. I don't know why. You know, I think my drinking increased, and this caused a decrease in my mental stability. The drinking caused bad decision making, and from there everything just snowballed. I retired from work 2 years ago, so I haven't been working much, but I did go back to work last February doing armed security for the marijuana dispensaries here in New Jersey. I think that's going to help stabilize me a bit. Believe it or not, I got so down that I was actually going to attempt to hike the Appalachian Trail again, but this time starting in Maine and going south. I was scheduled to do that July 15th. I had reservations and everything. Sold what possessions I could. I moved my stuff into storage, and I was going to take on the Appalachian Trail head on. Lightning, storm, snow, I didn't care. I mean, I was doing it for the wrong reasons, but I was going to go out and do it. It would have been good for the YouTube channel, no doubt, but I don't think it would have been good for me. And then, in a wink of an eye, 8 days before I was leaving, a miracle happened. God sent an angel down to me to intercept me, and she saved me, and it totally changed my outlook on life. And now I want to give this civilization one more chance. Let me try it again. This time with someone by my side, being a positive influence to me. So, I'm not going anywhere. But God did something else to me. Just in case I changed my mind and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go on the Appalachian Trail again. Nah, he changed that for me. I've been walking on the treadmill in the gym. I've been walking 3 miles an hour for 60 minutes, most like 4 or 5 days a week. And I've been getting some soreness in my knee, really strange. And one night I got drunk, fell asleep on the couch, and I woke up with a torn lateral meniscus. Now I'm not going anywhere. Just to update you, the trail family is going to do a thru hike through Glacier National Park on the CDT trail. They're going to be doing that next month, and a whole bunch of them are going. Most unfortunately, I'm not going to make it. It'll be an amazing hike for them, and I can't wait to see their videos. Vegas did plan another trail family hike, and that's in the foothills. I don't know where that is. Is that in Georgia or something? You guys tell me. Foothills in November. That I'll take part in that because I want to see everyone again. Well, the sun's going down, so I have to go. But what's more importantly, the rains are coming, so I don't want to get caught out in the rain again, please. Thank you guys for everything. Thanks for watching my video. I don't know where I go from here. You know, the foothill trails in November. Well, I don't know, but I just love you all. I hope we stay in touch with each other. God bless you. Big Willie Dog signing out. Bye-bye now.